When people first hear the word minimalism, or they think about minimizing their possessions or decluttering their home, there are a lot of different questions that pop up in their head. And I've heard most of them. What do I do about sentimental items? What do I do about family heirlooms? How do I handle gifts that people have given to me? What do I do about books or my kids' toys or my stacks of paper? And it's interesting to me because the questions sound different, but in reality, it's the same question. They're asking, how do I get rid of the hardest thing for me to go through in my home? It's just how our minds naturally work. We hear about a pursuit or a project, and we tend to block that idea by throwing up all the obstacles down the road. Well, if that's you, I want you to take heart and I want to encourage you today. You don't start decluttering by getting rid of the hardest thing in your home to get rid of. Just the opposite. You should start with the easiest stuff, the easiest places. Begin decluttering with the easiest step possible. A few years ago, I ran a marathon. It was something I always wanted to do. For most of my life, I had dreamt of running a marathon, but the idea of running 26.2 miles just seemed so overwhelming that I never even considered training or starting it. Well, that wasn't until I found a book. I was on a bookshelf at Barnes & Noble, and I pulled it off, and the title was How to Run Your First Marathon. And I flipped open the book, and I was surprised, I guess, at the steps that it gave me to run my first marathon, because it said, day 1, run half a mile. Day 2, rest. Day 3, run 1 mile. Day 4, rest. And suddenly I realized, maybe for the first time, that you don't go out and run 26 miles the first day. You do something you can accomplish, something you can complete, and you keep building up the muscle and the motivation and the momentum until you can eventually complete the entire thing. As you think about decluttering your home, don't worry so much about the hardest thing to get rid of. Instead, start at the easiest place you can think of. Declutter your car, a drawer, maybe one room that you spend some time in. This is where we get started on the journey. It's also the method that we used when we designed the Clutter-Free app. If you're a little uneasy or unsure about where do I get started, the Clutter-Free app will create a to-do list for you, and it will actually list out a room order for you to go through. It'll offer a to-do list for each of those rooms. It's very helpful. Tens of thousands of people have already used it. I hope you'll consider checking it out as you begin decluttering with your easiest step first.